Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Well, nothing much happened. Arsenal won, Shakhtar nil, literally. The goalkeeper scored an own goal, Trossard missed a penalty, Calafiori is injured. Thank you guys for watching and I'll catch up with you next time. Is there any much more to talk about in that game? I don't really. Partey played well. Partey played well. That's it. Let's just wait for Liverpool. Let's just move on. But hey, welcome to the match reaction. Not too much, seriously, not too much to talk about today. It was a very. I usually expect us to play like that away from home in the Champions League. Now, you see the way the game went today. That is kind of how the game against Sporting and Inter Milan is going to go. So make sure you're ready for those that like nil kind of games, 1-0 kind of games. That is how it's going to be against Sporting and Inter Milan. Expected today. I thought you were going to get a couple of more goals. The goalkeeper made a couple of saves. He missed a penalty, yes, but it was a bit of a dull game. I usually expect that away from home, but you did that today. And the truth is, at home, so far this year, yes, we scored 4 against Leicester, we scored 3 against Southampton, but it is a bit of a struggle at home. We usually win the games, but we never really have like a 100% convincing performance. I think this year, the 100% convincing performance we've had so far this year is like Chelsea, the 5-0, and maybe a couple of more others. The others not really. Maybe PSG this year. The others not quite much, but we got the win. So this particular game today and the game against Bournemouth, I just want us to forget about it very quickly. Let's hope it doesn't affect the game against Liverpool. If we go and you beat Liverpool, we forget this quickly. But if we go and we have kind of a similar performance against Liverpool, I'm already talking about Liverpool because that is the important game this week. We already know about it. And I don't think we're going to play like that against Liverpool. I think we play better than against the bigger teams. We've already seen proof of that. And I've seen it already so far this year. We were playing so poorly and then we played Liverpool, we scored 3 goals. I've seen it already a lot this year. So I'm hoping that we don't play the same against Liverpool. I think we don't play the same against bigger teams. Man City, Tottenham, Aston Villa already seen it this season. So hopefully we can just forget about this game as quickly as possible. We've picked up the 3 points, forget about this game. This is particularly maybe a game that I'm not going to go back and check the highlights for. So let me know what you guys made of the game, who your man of the match was, who impressed you the most, who disappointed you the most. So let's start with the lineup. It's not going to be as long as the ones that we usually talk about. So actually, I want us to very quickly move on from this game and start focusing on Liverpool because that is the big game. That is the big game this week, the Liverpool one. That is a massive game. If we go and beat Liverpool, then we quickly forget about the Shakhtar one and the next one. In the Champions League, just win your home games. That is all I asked for. Just win your own home games, draw your away games. That is all you need to go to finish in the top 4. I think I actually said you're going to win 5 games this season, draw 2 and lose 1 in the Champions League group stage league phase. So far we've picked up 2 wins, we've drawn 1. So I still expect us to lose at least 1 game and draw another, and then hopefully win the other home games. That will be enough to finish in the top 4, top 3. Everyone else will lose games in the group phase. I don't think anyone else will finish with 24 points. That's the reality. But we have to look at ourselves and our performances, and the truth is the last 2 have not been great at all. We didn't score a goal today. It was scored by Shakhtar. So let's get to the team news and how the game was looking. So coming into this game, luckily we were playing Shakhtar today. They didn't really have that much quality because I think if we were playing like an Inter Milan today and we played like that, Inter Milan would have scored 2 or 3 goals. So this is the team that we went for today. This was our lineup today against Shakhtar. Not against Bournemouth, against Shakhtar. Don't forget about the title up there against Bournemouth. I forgot to change that to like I was a bit bored in the second half. I literally forgot to change the Bournemouth to Shakhtar. That's how bad it was. So Raya, Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White at the back. Partey, Rice, and Trossard in midfield. Martinelli, Havertz, and Jesus. So if you compare that and what I wanted, the one I'm going to put on screen now is the one that I wanted. So this is the one that I wanted. So I had gone with Zinchenko to play at left back, Calafiori next to Saliba. I would have rested Gabriel for this one, but decided to go for Gabriel and Saliba, guessing because the game is on Sunday. Midfield, very similar. As you can see, I went with Rice, Trossard, and Partey. That is the midfield I wanted. That is the midfield he went for. And then up front, I went with Sterling. He went with Jesus. Jesus was the captain today. Fine. Even with that team, though, I still expect us to, score a couple of goals against Shakhtar. And then on the bench, Neto, Sedford, Zinchenko, Kivio, Lewis Kelly, Monlouis, Robinson, Jorginho, Merino, Butler, Edeji, Sterling, and Nwaneri. So for me, I was okay with the squad. I wanted Sterling to start ahead of Jesus, and I wanted Gabriel to be rested for this game, but no big deal, I guess, starting Gabriel as long as he doesn't get injured. Because you know what I was thinking? Calafiori's picked up an injury today. We'll talk about it. That was my fear coming into this game. That's why in this lineup, I did not put Gabriel. I was thinking, okay, if Gabriel picks up a knock or something in this game and you don't have Saliba over the weekend, that is not good. So I wanted Gabriel to be rested, but he played. And how the game went, we actually played very well the first few minutes of the game, the first 5 minutes of the game. Martinelli was, taking on the defenders. We won a couple of corners early on. Trossard, one thing that Trossard did very impressively today was Trossard was taking the corner kicks with the left foot. I was like, that's interesting. And the second corner that Trossard took with his left foot was really good. It's a very, very good corner. It's like, okay, this is great. We can see that he has the quality in terms of the corner kicks and, technique and all that. He was taking the corner kicks with the left foot and they were very good. Kind of reminded me of Cazorla. So that's what I took out from the first 5 minutes, and that Martinelli ran and everything. Calafiori had a shot that was saved. Jesus was looking lively in the first 10 minutes. Trossard was looking lively. Martinelli was looking lively. And the start of the game was okay. We were trying to do things. The start of the game, the first 10 minutes of the game was positive. The first 10 minutes of the game was definitely positive. We didn't score a goal, but we were definitely threatening them and all that. And we won a couple of corners, took a couple of shots, and everyone was getting involved. Jesus was taking on his man on the right wing. He beat him a couple of times. Maybe the final ball was not the best, but he was actually confident enough to take on the defender, which is great to see. So the first 10 minutes I was very, very happy with. But you have to score. You have to score. Now, which season was it? Was it 2 seasons ago? 2 seasons ago, the one thing that I really loved about Arsenal, because 2 seasons ago we were not really keeping clean sheets. We were conceding a lot of goals. When the first time we competed with Man City for a title, that season was not great in terms of conceding goals. Like we were conceding 3 goals to Southampton, 4 goals to whichever. To Man City scored a few against us as well. 4. The one thing I loved about that season, the 2022-2023 season, was the quick starts. You guys remember when he played Liverpool? I think Martinelli scored at home within 50 seconds or something. Against Leicester, I think Jesus scored very early in that game. That season, we were scoring a lot of early goals, and we were talking about if teams don't wake up against us in the first 10 minutes, we're going to score a couple of goals. That was a very big thing 2 seasons ago. These days, we don't do that. We don't score a lot of early goals. And for example, today, we were actually playing very well in the first 10 minutes, even against Southampton. We were playing very well in the first 10, 15 minutes. Ramsdale was making mistakes. We were winning the ball back, but you're not finishing the chances, and we're not like creating like 100% clear-cut chances. And the ones we're creating from the opposition mistakes, we're still not taking them. Now, I was worried about Saka and Odegaard missing in terms of pressing, but I think we've actually pressed kind of well because we've been pushing the other team to make mistakes, a lot of mistakes. Southampton made a lot of mistakes in the first 10 minutes of that game. They made a lot of mistakes, and even today Shakhtar were making so many mistakes and we were not taking advantage of it. And even Leicester, I remember Leicester made a mistake a couple of weeks ago and Trossard missed the chance. We need to take advantage of those mistakes because we are pressing well. The other team is making mistakes. Jesus was winning the ball back well as well. Havertz was winning the ball back, but we're not finishing the chances, unfortunately, or we're not punishing them. We need to punish them. We get punished ourselves. Like we saw against Bournemouth, you get a red card, we get punished. Another game, we do something dumb, we get punished right away. So we're not punishing the teams. Like today, Shakhtar were making so many mistakes in that first 15 minutes and we did not punish them. And they started getting into the game, first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it's still 0-0. Shakhtar grew a bit confident. And then we had a few, half chances from Trossard. And one player that was really impressing me in that first half was this guy. I'm very happy. Partey was very, very impressive once again. Absolutely love that. And, this time where we are not like playing 100% well, not 100%. We are not playing well at the moment. The one player that has played well in those games that we've not played well is Thomas Partey, and it's not what does today. He was also our best player against Bournemouth. So that is 2 games in a row where Partey has been our best player, which is good. I'm very, very happy that Partey can be our best player. Very pleased with that because we really missed Partey whenever he got injured. And I'm very happy to know that, okay, Partey can actually be our best player 2 games in a row where we were struggling. Partey, nothing bad to say about him today. And the other day, he played really, really well in both of these games. And he was very impressive in the first half. And considering in the second half as well, he went on to play at right back and I think he did okay as well. Absolutely fine with that. But you still need to score. Even though you dominate the ball, you still need to score. And finally came our first goal, Martinelli with some good work. Martinelli was very lively in that first half. He was taking on his player. Today, he shot in the near post. I really wish he did that against Bournemouth, because if he did that against Bournemouth, we'd have won that game. We just needed him to put the ball in the near post. And today he shot it in the near post, and very, very bad luck for the goalkeeper. It hit the post, hit his back, and went in. Bad luck for him, but we don't care about that. We just need some luck for us. We need some luck for ourselves. And it is a very good run for Martinelli. He cut in and shot the ball. That is what we want to see. Cut in and shoot the ball. Don't cut back to the left side and cut back to the right side. No, get back the ball and shoot the ball. That is what you need to do, because you never know what is going to happen. If you don't shoot the ball, you never know what is going to happen. And today it was proof. He shot the ball, it hit the goalkeeper, and it went in. If you don't test your luck, you can never get any luck. So we got some luck with that one, 1-0 to Arsenal. And from that point on, I thought, listen, you're not going to score 3 or 4. I predicted 2-0. I usually, in this kind of games, if you check all my predictions, I usually predict 3-0 and stuff like that. But this is the first time I was like, nah, I don't feel like we have enough to get 3. I'm going to predict 2-0. We didn't get the 2 either as well. But I was happy that we got the goal, and Martinelli was looking very lively. And basically the rest of the first half, nothing much happened. Jesus, okay, a couple of more things happened. Ben White picked up a yellow card, and Jesus. Now, Jesus, I actually think Jesus was okay in the first half. I tweeted that, and a couple of people were attacking me, no, he was terrible. Jesus was not a 2 out of 10, because I saw, I don't know who, someone posted at halftime, what do you rate Jesus' performance out of 10? And people are saying 1 and 2 out of 10. It was not a 2 out of 10 performance from Jesus in the first half. Let's be real. We can talk about a player according to the performance, not because you don't like him, so it's just a 1 out of 2 because he didn't score, 1 out of 10 because he didn't score. No, I'm looking at the entire performance. In terms of pressing and winning the ball back, I think Jesus did that a lot of times in the first half, 3 or 4 times. He won the ball back and he's taking on the defender, and I was actually checking a couple of watch-alongs, and people are like, okay, yeah, this is great. He's winning the ball back, he's taking on the defender. But the finishing, that is all I need. We badly need a goal. And right now it feels like Jesus has gone 5 years without scoring a goal. He was playing well, but he still needed a goal. And he got a chance. He actually played well with Havertz in that position. They played the 1-2, and it felt Jesus and the goalkeeper saved it. I really badly wanted him to score a goal today. He was the captain today as well, but unfortunately he didn't. But in terms of performance, he didn't score. But I think in terms of the pressing and the taking on the defender, I don't think it's a 1 out of 2. In that first half, maybe a 6 or something out of 10 if you're giving him the worst. So that is all that happened in the first half. Nothing else happened, and you get a bit nervy, obviously, and it's only 1-0, and you're not scoring any more goals, and you need to get a 2-0. Ideally, in this kind of game, what you want to score 2-3 goals, and then you take off Rice, you rest him for Liverpool, you take off Gabriel, you rest him for Liverpool, you take off Martinelli, you take off Havertz, and then you rest them all for the Liverpool game. That is what ideally you'd want to do. I'd like to see the Liverpool game tomorrow and see if that is going to be the case for them. If they get 2-3 goals and then they take off Salah, take off Trent, that could be the case. But listen, for us, we didn't have that luxury today. We had to play with all our might up until the 90th minute, unfortunately. Merino came on for Ben White at halftime. Now, personally, I wanted White to go off because of that yellow card. I was like, no, God, please, no, not another red card today again. Because if we picked up another red card today and then Shakhtar equalized, it would be such a disaster, man. I wouldn't know what to do, because we didn't complain today, because the Ben White yellow card was definitely a yellow card. So, and I think he had been skinned once or something. So I don't know if Ben White is 100% fit. I don't know if the confidence is short, because I'm not worried about Liverpool beating us 4-5-0 the way people are saying now. In big games, we play differently. But my worry is those players missing. If Ben White doesn't play, and Calafiori doesn't play, and Saliba is not playing, and Timber is not playing, then boom, it's Zinchenko against Salah again. And that is what has cost us the last 2 seasons. We don't really want that to be happening. So Merino came on for Ben White. I was interested to see how he does when you have 11 men on the pitch. Trossard had a couple of opportunities in the early second half. He missed a couple of them, both of them. Martinelli had a shot that was saved. Kai Havertz was trying to create a couple of chances. I think Havertz actually created 3 good chances today, so well done to him. And then Trossard made an error that almost cost us in that first half. We were lucky that Shakhtar were not, if Shakhtar were had a bit more quality today, they would have scored a couple of those chances. So we were lucky that Shakhtar did not really have the quality, and they were missing the chances, and we were lucky with that. So Trossard made an error. It wasn't punished. And then the worst part about today, and you don't play really well, and we can take the 1-0 victory if nothing else happens. But when stuff like this happens, it just makes the win even more bitter. Calafiori picking up another injury. It looks like a knee injury, and he already picked up another injury for Italy in the previous international break, and now he's injured again. I'm hoping it's just a knock or precaution, because if Calafiori is not there, how many defenders do we have remaining? Like, we always say defenders, we have enough. Now it doesn't look like we have enough, because on top of that, Tomiyasu is injured, Timber is injured, Calafiori is injured, and Ben White went off at halftime. He doesn't look 100% fit as well. And Saliba is suspended. So how many defenders do we have remaining? Gabriel, Zinchenko, and Kivio. We cannot have a situation where we play both Zinchenko and Kivio against Liverpool. We just can't. We'll have to find Timber out of the hospital or something. We can't have both of them. No, that will be on that side with Salah. That would be disastrous. One of them we can try to survive, but two at the same time, not against Salah. I don't hate Zinchenko as many Arsenal fans do, but I do know that against games like Liverpool against Salah, it's suicide. If he plays Zinchenko against Salah, it is suicide. So if you have Zinchenko and then you have Kivio next to him, Salah will have a field day against us, and we don't want that. We've enjoyed the last 4 or 5 games we played against Liverpool. Hopefully that does continue. So hopefully Calafiori is not that badly injured, because if he is, then we have to find Timber, or because we can't start saying stuff like, okay, play Lewis Kelly against Salah. That is also not a good idea. I don't think so. So I don't know who else will play. Tierney is injured as well. Even the one that is a backup of the backup of the backup, even him is injured. Even Tierney is injured. So we can't call upon Tierney to come and help us. I don't even think he's in the Premier League squad anyway. But the second half, Calafiori picked up that injury. Sterling came on for Jesus. Lewis Kelly came on for the injured Calafiori. And then we got a penalty that no one else had seen. I had not seen that handball at all. I don't even think many of the players had seen it. And the referee told us, listen, here's a penalty. The Champions League referees don't hate us as much as the Premier League ones. They don't hate us. I don't have a problem with the Champions League referees. They basically just gave us a penalty that no one had seen. And then I was very surprised to see Trossard stepping up, because I played the Champions League fantasy and I did a show earlier today, and they asked me as an Arsenal fan who takes the penalties if Saka and Odegaard is not there. I said it's obviously Havertz. Havertz for sure is going to be the penalty taker. He's the one who's after Saka and Odegaard. He's the one who took it against Bournemouth. Havertz never misses penalties. He's very confident. He does it like the way Bruno and Jorginho do it. Like he maybe basically stops a bit and then takes it. So he rarely misses. I think Havertz has only missed 1 penalty in his career. I thought Havertz was 100% going to take the penalty. And then I saw Trossard stepping up, and I swear to you, I said, Trossard? No way Trossard is taking up. The corner kick, that is great. Trossard, technical-wise, finishing-wise, is our best player. But the penalty, even if I saw like Sterling or Jesus stepping up, I would have been Sterling, Jesus. No. If the only way Havertz does not step up for that penalty is if Jorginho is on the pitch, because Jorginho is a very good penalty taker, I would understand that. Like, I would have Rice taking the penalty ahead of Trossard, because Rice is a better penalty taker than Trossard. I am sure I saw Trossard missing a penalty recently for us. I don't know if it was the pre-season or the Emirates Cup. I know Trossard missed a penalty, Sam, and I know he's not as confident in terms of taking the penalties. If I'm having a penalty shootout in a Champions League final, Odegaard would take the first penalty. Saka would take the second one. Havertz would take the third one. Declan Rice would take the fourth one, and then Jorginho would take the last penalty. That would be my order of penalties, or Saka last one, whichever. But those 5 would be my first 5 penalty takers. If Jorginho is not on the pitch, then who else would be on the pitch? Maybe at that point, if you don't have Jorginho on the pitch, you can say, okay, it's Jesus or Sterling or Trossard taking the 5th one, or Martinelli. But the first 4 penalty takers for Arsenal should always be Saka first, Odegaard second, and Havertz third, and then someone else fourth. Rice would actually be my 4th penalty taker. From the 2 penalties I've seen him taking, they were very good. Vieira would have been the 4th before he left Arsenal, because he's also a very good penalty taker. And we never really miss penalties, and there's a reason, because Saka and Odegaard are very good at that. I was very surprised to see Trossard stepping up, and when he missed, I was like, oh, well, I'm not really surprised. Why the hell did Havertz not take the penalty? I don't know why. And that is not reactionary. I said it before the penalty, and that is my order of penalty takers. Havertz should always be after Saka and Odegaard. So I was very surprised, and that just kills his confidence even more, and that is what we don't want. Now we're already in a situation where Jesus is not scoring goals, is not confident at all. Sterling is not confident at all. Martinelli, I don't know where Martinelli is. I still don't think Martinelli is 100% confident at this very moment. And then if we have a situation where Trossard is also not confident because of the mistake he made against Bournemouth and today as well, he gave away the ball, he almost conceded, he missed a couple of good chances as well, missed the penalty. We can't have a situation where Trossard is not performing as well. Like, he has to perform. With Odegaard and Saka out, he has to perform. But he missed the penalty, and I was just thinking it's going to be bad, right? It's going to be really bad. It's going to be going from bad to us. You know how it usually goes. You miss a penalty after you lose a game, and then the other team equalizes, and then you end up drawing the game as well. Luckily, that didn't happen today. We managed to hold on. Raya made a fantastic save in the 90th minute. He wasn't called upon too much today, but he made a fantastic save in that game. Against Bournemouth, we criticized him. He had a terrible performance, but this season, in terms of the shot stopping, Raya saved us a lot. And today as well, I actually think in the Champions League, we've actually kept 3 clean sheets out of 3, so that is a good thing, positive. We kept 3 clean sheets in all 3 games. The main reason, I think, is this guy. I think against Atalanta, he saved us with the penalty, and today as well, that save in the 90th minute, that was a fantastic save as well. I think against maybe PSG made a couple of good saves as well. Ray has been good for us in the Champions League. Actually, the whole season, I know he played poorly against Bournemouth, but if I was to give Raya a rating for the whole season right now, I'd say 9 out of 10. I think it's been very, very good for us, and he made a very good save to help us get away from that game with a 1-0. Those are the kind of games you win 1-0, and you just forget about it as quickly as possible. Let's not remember that game at all. But there's obviously a lot of things to talk about from that point on, because I'm hoping it doesn't affect the Liverpool game. The big teams, if you look at the whole year, we play very well against big teams. I don't think we lost to any big team last season, right? We beat Man United twice. We drew Tottenham, beat them. We beat Man City and drew with them. We beat Chelsea and drew with them. We beat Liverpool and drew with them. So against the big teams, we play very well. Like, I've seen situations where we lost to Lens, and then that same weekend we beat Man City, and then we were playing very poorly as well, and then we beat Liverpool 3-1. So we usually do that. So if we do that again this weekend, I'd be like, okay, we need to be doing that against the smaller teams as well. Because if you're showing us that we can beat Aston Villa, almost beat Man City 10 men, beat Tottenham, and then beat Liverpool over the weekend, I'll be like, listen, we need to be doing this against the smaller teams as well. I don't know if it's the tactics. I don't know if it's the approach from the opposition teams when they come against us. I don't know if we just feel like, okay, this is an easy game, we should win. I don't know. If it's the attitude, you definitely need to change it. Because last season, we saw that Arsenal can score 6-7 goals in a game. We saw it multiple times. Sheffield, Burnley, Newcastle, we put 4 past them. Lens, we put 6 past them. We scored a lot of goals. Chelsea scored 5. Why is that Arsenal? I need that Arsenal that I saw from January to May. That is Arsenal I need to see. If that Arsenal pops up again, we beat every single team again. So I'm really hoping that we have a better performance against Liverpool. The approach is different. I just know we are going to play differently. These games, though, that we are the ones that are meant to win and beat these teams 4-5-0, they're still definitely a problem. Now, 2 players that we definitely miss. I've always said it even before the injuries. I always say that missing Saka in one game, Odegaard is playing, that is fine. We were able to beat Man City last season without Saka on the pitch. Odegaard is there, that is fine. Without Odegaard, we beat Tottenham, without Odegaard on the pitch, but Saka was there. But I always said without Saka and Odegaard in the team, I feel like there's going to be a problem. Unfortunately, we found ourselves in that situation without Saka and Odegaard, and it's not looking good. Like, we badly miss Odegaard and Saka, badly miss them, badly. Like, even just in terms of creativity, Odegaard would put a through pass to Ben White, and then Ben White would cross a ball low and then would score. We are not seeing those kind of passes that we're missing from Odegaard. Something that Odegaard and Saka, they have a very good connection, and there's so many times like the team is parking the bus, and then Odegaard just hits a pass to Saka, and then Saka runs in behind, and then he crosses, and then Trossard scores against Sevilla last season. But missing both of them at the same time, there's definitely a big problem, because the players who are also replacing them are players who are very short on confidence, the likes of Jesus. So in terms of that, it's not. I don't know what you're going to do with Saka. He has to play against Liverpool. I think he has to play against Liverpool. We have to do something, because he has to play. If he doesn't play that game, right now, if you're to ask me to predict, I'm going to say a draw, probably. if Saka is not there, I'd be very worried because we'd say, okay, let's try and get a nil-nil if Saka is not there. But we're also missing like 5 defenders for that game. So I feel like Liverpool are going to score, which means we have to get a couple of goals in that game as well. So I don't know. Let's see. We usually beat the big teams. It's been long since we lost to a big team, but let's see. I'm not going to say, though, I've seen a few comments saying, we have seen enough. You're going to lose 5-0 to Liverpool. No, I've seen Arsenal playing against Lens and losing badly, and then the next game we beat Man City. We usually do that. So hopefully we turn up against Liverpool. Hopefully they turn up against Liverpool because we can't lose that game. If we lose that game 7 points behind, that is going to be bad. 7 points is too much. So just don't lose that game at all. Don't lose that game. But let me take a few of your comments and then I come to the player ratings. Let's see. Sammy says 3 points secured, but the second half performance was very, very poor after a call. A good, and Ben White was such, and after very poor after Calafiori and Ben White was substituted. Ben White, for Ben White, I was okay with him getting substituted. He was on a yellow card, and I don't want us to pick up another red card. Just take him out. How are you doing, IK? I'm doing good. We have a win and a clean sheet, but we played averagely. Yeah, so in the Champions League, especially away from home, I think you're going to see the same against Inter Milan and Sporting. Especially against Inter Milan, I think you're going to go defensive. Just make sure you get 5 wins in the group stage and then get through. Because in terms of performances, I'm not expecting us to perform incredibly well against Sporting and Inter Milan neither. So I'm telling you, Ali, be ready. The time you play Inter Milan next Champions League game, that could be another 0-0 or maybe Inter Milan nick it 1-0. I'm expecting 1 loss, 2 draws, and 5 wins. So let's see. A lot of attempts, few on target, and only 1 counted against Liverpool. We should polish and sharpen up. I think we will, but still, even if we polish up and play well 100%, we still have those other problems where if Martinelli gets a chance, will he score? If Trossard gets a chance, will he score? We still have those kind of problems. And I was missing Saka. Another thing where we're missing Saka is the corner kicks. Badly missing Saka, not just in terms of the open play, the set pieces as well. We badly miss him. I think Saka has really perfected those corners. So now we can easily, those people who usually say Saka only gets assists from corners. No, he doesn't. That is a lie, first of all. And second, we've clearly seen that it's not easy taking those corners that Saka takes. Like very few we've gotten chances from so far since Saka got injured. I'm not happy with the performance, says Shelley. Yep. Ray says 5-2 comeback. Yeah, Madrid, good comeback. I just knew it when Dortmund didn't score the third. We're not playing well. I'm scared now, says Gibson. No, I'm not scared of Liverpool. I'm not going to say they're going to beat us 4-0 because of the 2 performances. We play very differently against big teams. So I'm going to say they're not going to beat us, but let's wait and see the team news. If we have a situation where we don't have Timber and Calafiori and Saliba, then I'm a bit worried. But if if Saka makes it to that game, I don't think they're going to beat us. I'm going to say it right now. Performance is not good, says Abdul. Yep, you're right. I don't know why Trossard played lengthy time while plays a lot, basically, and None is on the bench, says Isaac. Martinelli deserves it. The dude is back. Not fully back yet. This is the poorest I've seen so far in the Champions League. Certainly, I'm having palpitations ahead of the Liverpool game. No, relax your heart. I don't think you're going to play like that against Liverpool. So, but again, as I've said, we still need to take our chances and we still need to do all that. So even if we play better than we've played the last 2 games, we still need to do the other basics. Are we playing beautiful football, says Mubaira? Nope. Where our attacking prowess? Poor game, if I were to say the least. Hope Arsenal won't play such game against Liverpool. It will be catastrophic. No, Liverpool are not going to come and beat us 3-0 or 4-0. That is not going to happen. If they do end up beating us, it's going to be like a 2-1 or something. I don't think they're going to beat us though. But if Saka and if we find ourselves in a situation where both Saka and Tim and Calafiori are all missing, then I'm a bit worried because of the replacements and stuff. Now, let's hope that. Now, I'm not scared of Liverpool because Arsenal played poorly against Bournemouth. No, I've already seen enough of us playing against big teams, and already seen us the last 2 years playing badly in a game against a small team, and then the very next game we scored 3 against Tottenham, or we scored 3 against Liverpool, or we scored 5 against Chelsea. I think we also lost to Aston Villa earlier this year, and then the next home game we beat Aston Villa. We beat Chelsea 5-0. I think that is what it was as well. But we definitely need a better performance, Mubaira, for sure. We needed to win to boost the morale in the team for Sunday's game, says Kunde. Arsenal never ready to collect everything, but the performance is bad, says Lukman. Yeah, you're right. Now, what I can say is the performances so far against the smaller teams. Yes, we scored 4 against Leicester, 3 against Southampton. I don't think the performance against Leicester was bad. I think we had like 40 shots or something, and the goalkeeper had like 15 saves on that day. The performance against Leicester was not bad, but you still need to finish your chances. The Southampton one was not good. The Bournemouth one was horrible, very, very terrible. Today, the second half was terrible. The other games, can we really talk Man City? I think it was okay. I expected it because we're down to 10 men. The other games is very hard to talk about because we're down to 10 men, especially the Man City and the Brighton one. Wolves, we won. Aston Villa, I think we played okay. Tottenham, fine. And Champions League, Atalanta was not great as well. Now, against the bigger teams, usually played differently. Now, what I can say is, I know people would say, but Man City have won the title. I know Man City have won the last 4 titles. But I don't think out of the top teams, I actually think Liverpool are the ones who are playing better. What we need to do, we need to do it like Man City. We've done it a lot the last 2 seasons. There's been a lot of games where we've played poorly and we've scored last minute. We've done that a lot the last 2 years. Luton, Brentford twice, even Man United. All those games we scored very late on. We know how to score late goals. What I've seen in Man City have actually played the same with us this season. I've watched all Man City games so far this season, and they've struggled in almost all of them. They should have not won the Wolves game. They were so close to losing the Fulham game. They were so close to losing the Arsenal game. They were so close to losing. They considered a goal to Brentford. Brentford should have beaten Man City as well. They missed so many chances. But what Man City do, they played poorly in all of those games, but they still find a way. That is what we need to do. Even if you have a very, very bad performance, you need to find a way. And Man City find a way. Even if they play poorly, they've played poorly almost the entire season, but they still find something from Haaland or from Stones. And that is what we need to do. Even if you play poorly, find a way, stay there with Liverpool and Man City. And then if you start playing well, like we did from January to May, well and good. But what the difference from Man City and Arsenal right now, we are both playing almost the same. Man City also struggling in almost all of the games, but they know how to finish their chances when they get them, and as well as they know how to, even if they play poorly, they still win the game. So that is what we need to do. Even if it was Man City today playing poorly, they'll still find a way to win that game 2-0 or 3-0. Let's see. Andy says, why does I hate Gabriel Jesus? I actually don't think I'd say hates Gabriel Jesus. I think Arsenal fan base hate Gabriel Jesus. I don't think Manchester hates Gabriel Jesus. He's still giving the chance. One thing we can't say, Andy, is we can't say Jesus has not gotten a chance or Trossard has not gotten a chance. No, they have gotten chances. Joshua says we are missing Odegaard badly missing him, man. How are you doing, Musa? Isaac says this Champions League format goals will play a major role. I don't know why we are failing to score more goals against smaller clubs. Could be, but I don't think that much, Isaac. I don't think it's going to play a role that much. Now, what you're going to see in the Champions League this season, you're going to see games where like Man City play Inter Milan and they're both happy to have a 0-0. Don't be surprised if Inter Milan and Arsenal is going to be another boring 0-0. Don't be surprised at all. Like, I think so far this season, the way the Champions League is, teams will just want to draw their away games, and then in the home games, just pick up a win and then get out of there, because there's not a big difference between finishing 5th and 6th. So you're just going to go with it. I don't know why the coach don't give him a chance. I'm guessing you're talking about Noneri. You're going to talk about it. We agree or not, Ateta's notices. Ateta's notice is not still trustable. What do you mean by that? We agree or not, Ateta's. Let me know what you mean by that, Mubarak. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm just scared of my club for real. Our front four can't kick away the ball to cross the line. Jesus and Sterling, my God, these guys are just there for nothing to deliver. Says Morgan. Morgan is not happy. The performances from our front line. But again, we also need to be fair again, because I think Sterling, because now if from today's game what you take out is, oh my goodness, Jesus was bad, that is not true, because I think he was better than Trossard, for example, in terms of taking on players and stuff. And over the weekend, also Sterling was our best player for those 30 minutes. So let's be fair in terms of the judgment. But yes, like if Jesus and Sterling both started against Liverpool, I'd not be that confident. That is true as well, because I've not seen enough. I don't think Ben White was injured. injured. He was on a yellow card, and Igualde was giving him a tough time, very tough time. Ashik. I think Merino is improving by every game, says Joshua. Merino. I had a lot of people saying Merino played poorly against Bournemouth. I went back to watch that game 3 or 4 times just to watch him because I was like, I don't think Merino had a bad game as much as people are making it look. And I watched that 4 times and I was like, yeah, Merino did not have a bad game as people were making it look. Partey, Rice, and Merino are probably are better players in that game. Rice and Partey more, and then followed by Merino. Let me do the player ratings and then I will come back to more of your comments. Shirley says that I should stop our players from going to international games because it's really affecting us. You can't, though, it says in the FIFA rules, if your player is picked, they have to go. So you can't do anything. The only thing you can do is to fake injuries. Now, the last international break, we stopped Partey and Havertz from going. 2-3 players is okay. When you stop like 8 or 9 players from going, that is very suspicious. And you're probably, the way they hate Arsenal, they'd even fine us or deduct us points. So you don't want that. But you can stop 3 or 4 players from going, but 9 or 10, it's a problem. And the other thing is, someone like Saka, you can't prevent Saka from going. He really wants to go and play for England, so it becomes so hard to tell him not to go and play. There's South Americans as well. I don't want Gabriel to go and play the next game for Brazil, but we cannot stop them from going to play if they really want to go and play. We love Arsenal. Don't see winning chance against Arsenal against Liverpool, says Bubar. Right now, match day 9, winning the game would be very good. It's going to be like the win we had against them in February, where you get yourself back in the title race. You can't afford to lose this game. If you can't win, just make sure you don't lose, and then you get out of there with a draw, and then you focus on the next games, depending on the injury situation. Even if Saka is not there and those guys are not there, just make sure you get out of there with a draw. Because if Saka is not there, I know it's going to be very hard to win that game. So you make sure you get out of there with a draw and don't lose that game. Because if you lose it, then it becomes like, oh my goodness, the Aston Villa wins and the Tottenham wins. That doesn't really help us even right now, because now you're already 7 points behind. Try and pick up even a draw if you can't win the game, because there's going to be a time where Liverpool is going to play Man City. They're going to drop points. Make sure you're there to capitalize. Make sure the day Liverpool play Man City, I think next month, make sure you win your game that weekend so that you can close the gap if you're still 4 points behind them. But make sure they don't beat you. Just make sure they don't beat you. And then you pray that the day Man City are playing Tottenham, or they play each other, they drop points. If we get through Liverpool without losing, I think I'll still be happy, because I'll be like, okay, we've played Tottenham, even though we can still lose to teams like Bournemouth, but I'll be like, okay, we've played Tottenham away, we've played Man City away, we've played Aston Villa away, we've now played Liverpool. That is okay. Now you need to win the others. Now the others for Newcastle and Chelsea, you have to win. Liverpool is different. Newcastle, you have to win that game. You have to win that game. It's not the Newcastle from 2 years ago. You simply have to just go and win that game. Let's do the player ratings. Arsenal 1, Shakhtar 0. Player ratings, not a great game to watch for sure. Struggled a bit to finish the chances that we had. And in terms of the game, we had to pray that the game ended early, because the last 10 minutes, they were kind of basically trying to create a few chances, and they did actually have a couple of shots, and we escaped. We really, really escaped. So David Raya, initially I was going to give him like a 7 out of 10. I think the performance was okay. I think another thing that Raya was doing today was coming off his line and dribbling a bit, and he was doing that okay. The kicking was far much better than it was against Bournemouth. So for that save that he made in the last minute, very, very good save, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10, because he saved us. Like, that should have been a goal. That could have been 1-1. So Ray, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Clean sheet, good save at the end, good kicking today, much better than he was against Bournemouth. 8 out of 10. Ben White, I don't think Ben White was great today. There's something that we're missing from Ben White. Last season we saw a lot of Ben White going forward and crossing the ball. Like Ben White against Chelsea last season, he got 2 goals because he was going forward a lot. He was overlapping, and then Odegaard, Saka, that connection. We basically are missing the entire right side that we had last season. That right side that was working of Odegaard, Saka, and White. We are missing all 3 players. So it's not looking good in terms of that. We really need them back seriously. Ben White for today got a yellow card, silly yellow card. I don't even know why he pushed the guy back, and then he got skinned a bit by that left winger that someone mentioned in the comment. I'm just going to give Ben White a 5 out of 10 for today. Now the best performance, he also got subbed off at halftime. correctly as well. Calafiori, I loved some of the runs going forward. I think he lost the ball and then he got injured. He kept a clean sheet. I think Calafiori wasn't that bad. He did miss a very good chance during the first half. You need to put that on target. So you have to take that into consideration. They're putting the Bournemouth and Arsenal game on TV. I don't want to watch Bournemouth against Arsenal. Jesus Christ, turn off the TV. Bournemouth against Arsenal. I don't want to watch that game again. Calafiori. Good, missed a chance in the first half, but overall performance today, Calafiori, I think it was okay. I think it was an okay performance. I'm going to give Calafiori a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for today, Calafiori. Hopefully he's not that seriously injured, man, because, oh, man, this is a bad time for those guys to get injured and get suspensions. Like, we have Inter Milan coming up, Newcastle, Chelsea, Liverpool. It's such a bad time for those players to get injured, man. So Calafiori, 7 out of 10. Gabriel today, defensively, I think you're okay. I mean, we did lose the ball a couple of times and they created a few chances, but Gabriel, 7 out of 10. Nothing much to talk about with him. Saliba, there's in first half, there's a tackle he tried to make. I was like, this is a bit too rushed, Saliba. This is not the Saliba we know. This kind of rush tackles, don't do that. And then the guy went past him too easily. But the rest of the game, I think it was okay. 7 out of 10 for Saliba. He kept a clean sheet. Usually when you keep a clean sheet, you give these players 8 or 9, but you can see I was not that impressed, so I'm just going to give that 7. And Shakhtar's quality is not really there that much, apart from that left winger. If it was another team, they probably scored today. So 7 out of 10 for Saliba. I think Raya has the most from the defense. Thomas Partey, a breath of fresh air. Partey was a breath of fresh air once again today. Thank you, Thomas. Hopefully you keep on playing like this. It would really help us. If Partey keeps on playing like this, it could really help us, because if Partey was also playing poorly, then we'd be in very, very big trouble. If Partey was also playing poorly, we'd also be in very, very big trouble once again. Luckily, he is not, and he's kind of saving us. And today he played well in midfield, and he went to right back and also played well. Very impressed by Thomas Partey today. Hopefully continues doing that. Hopefully continues staying fit. Really, really happy with that. Seems like that the fact that he didn't also go for the international break really helped him. And I know Ghana's been playing poorly in the AFCON qualifiers, so it's great that he was not part of that atmosphere. So Partey, his team is not doing that well either anyway, in terms of performances. Partey, 8 out of 10. Very impressed with him today. Very happy with the Partey performances, 8 out of 10. Declan Rice. Against Bournemouth, I think Rice was very good. Declan Rice today, this is a hard one. Declan Rice. There's a couple of shots that were poor. I was like, come on, put that on target. I don't think he was bad. I don't think he was incredible, but I don't think he was bad. And not bad and not incredible, that usually means... there's another chance he also had in the second half, right? I think there's a time Martinelli put in a cross and Rice was supposed to head in the ball and didn't finish it well. I mean, I'm not checking the stats or anything. This is just from what I watched. I'm sure you can check the stats and then you'll be like, oh, Rice, so I actually made 30 tackles in midfield. But for this one, I'm just going to give Rice a 6 out of 10. That is not that bad. That is just above average. Not incredible. Didn't need to be incredible at all. But to beat Liverpool, we'll need Rice and Partey to be incredible again up against Gravenberch and those guys. Trossard. Trossard. He had a couple of chances. One of them was a half chance. The header from Martinelli should have put it on target. He missed a penalty. He had an error that was almost almost cost us. Not the best, man. Trossard, not the best days. Had 2 very poor days back to back, and we need the Trossard that we saw against Aston Villa and those guys early in the season. He's still our best finisher, for sure, but today's performance, just 5 out of 10. The rest of the thing, there's still some things he did well. That's why I'm giving him a 5. But those crucial moments, terrible. 5 out of 10. Trossard today, just average. I think he gets the lowest for me today. Up front, Jesus. Second half, quite. I think first half was okay. So to balance it out, I'm going to give Jesus a 6 out of 10. He should have. We put it on target. I think he should have at least put it to the left better. Like, it should be a better finish than that in that first half. But the rest of the play, the pressing, the winning the ball back, the dribbling was okay today. It wasn't annoying. He was doing it in the right place, right time. He was going past his fullback. 6 out of 10 for Jesus. Martinelli. I think Martinelli was very lively today. I actually think Martinelli was lively today. The goal came from him. the crosses, he was putting in some really dangerous crosses, Martinelli, today. One landed on Rice, one landed on Trossard. The other thing that Trossard did, I'm going to give him an extra mark to 5 because he took a couple of corner kicks with his left foot. That was impressive. So I'm giving him a 5. Martinelli, I'm going to give him a 7. No. I'm going to change. I'm going to give Martinelli 8 out of 10 because he didn't score. He assisted basically. But the one thing that I was very impressed by Martinelli today, there's a time Martinelli ran with the ball and he had like 3 players to pass to, and then he passed it to the other player. And I was like, come on, Martinelli. But in terms of overall play, I loved the way he was turning and putting in some dangerous crosses. And he put in like 3 or 4 dangerous crosses. And he also cut in and shot the ball, and he got the goal from that. 8 out of 10 for Martinelli. I would be okay if we gave him a 7. That is fine. But 8 because of those chances created as well. Kai Havertz today didn't get involved in the goal. No. What am I saying? Kai Havertz was very good in terms of chances created. Like he played the 1-2 with Jesus. Is the one who created the chance for Jesus. He also made a very good run on the right side and crossed the ball to Martinelli, and Martinelli had a chance from that. It was saved as well. So Havertz in another day could easily have had 2 or 3 assists today. And another thing that Havertz did incredibly well today in the last second, where he went and won a free kick and he kind of jumped and wasted a bit of time. Absolutely loved the dark art. So wasn't involved a lot in terms of creating for him the chances, but I think he created a couple of chances, and he was making some really good runs, intelligent runs, and he created a few chances. And yeah, so just 7 out of 10 for Havertz. Who else? Well, hopefully that is fair. Let me know the ones you disagree with. So Raya 8, White 5, Saliba 7, Gabriel 7, Calafiori 7, Partey 8. One of the best players today for sure. Rice 6, Trossard 5, Jesus 6, Martinelli 8, and Havertz 7. So Havertz did create a couple of chances. That's why I'm giving him more than Jesus and Rice, 7 out of 10. Who came off the bench? Merino. I think Merino's okay. Didn't, again, just like Rice, it wasn't like incredible, but he wasn't poor. So Merino, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. But one thing that Merino does, I saw it within 1 minute after he came on, he won the ball back already, like a duel. I just love players who win duels. So that was great. I'll rewatch the game again. And then I see other things that he did in the second half. But Merino gets a 6 out of 10. Who else came on? Sterling. How many minutes was he on? 20 minutes. Just a 5 out of 10. You know what I need to see? I need to see Sterling playing for 90 minutes. I want to see Sterling playing a 90-minute game. I want to judge him on a 90-minute game because this one's 45 minutes here, 10 minutes here. He wasn't great today, but I think he was great against Bournemouth and got subbed off. He's not going to start against Liverpool, I don't think so. Can we really judge him on the Preston game? I just need him to play a 90-minute game. I want to see him playing a full 90-minute game. The last time he played the 90-minute game, or 80 minutes against Bolton, I know it was very under poor opposition and stuff, but he was lively in that game. He got a couple of assists and a goal. I need to see him again in the 90 minutes, but because this one's for 20 minutes. But today, 5 out of 10. Lewis Kelly also came on. I don't think he got exposed or anything. I'm happy for him coming on 2 Champions League games in a row against PSG last time, and today Lewis Kelly gets a 6 out of 10. Those are all the players who came on, right? I don't think I'm missing anyone at all. Yeah, I think that is Jorginho. But Jorginho only played for like 5 minutes, so just a 5 out of 10. He wasn't on for too long. Mikel Arteta. Lineup. Did I mind Arteta's lineup today? Mine was a bit out there because I wanted Gabriel to be rested. I don't think many people had Gabriel to be rested, so I don't think that is a big deal. Midfield, I wanted that midfield. I had Trossard starting there. I wanted Sterling to start ahead of Jesus. I don't think Jesus was bad, though. I actually think Jesus was like better than the likes of Trossard. Squad, no problem. I know people will talk about him not bringing in Nwaneri. Probably should have done that. Ben White getting subbed off. I also wanted that anyway. I didn't want Ben White to pick up a red card or anything. So we won, yes. 1-0, struggled a bit. So we have to take everything into consideration. So we won, yeah, but it's just an okay performance. It's 3 clean sheets out of 3. In the Champions League as a separate competition, we've not considered a goal in 3 games, so that is good. If you continue doing that, you're going to win the Champions League. If you don't concede a goal from now up to May, you're going to win the Champions League. So hopefully continue doing that. So Atsa gets a 6 out of 10 for today. If we had scored maybe a couple more, then maybe a 7. It wasn't an impressive performance, but you got the win and you're top 4 on the table. That is fine. So yeah, we definitely need a way better performance against Liverpool. I think we're going to see it, but right now, we are going to go into that game obviously not high on confidence. Obviously, we can't go and say, okay, you're going to beat Liverpool 3-0. No, we don't have that confidence right now from the last two performances. But what I can tell you is I don't think Liverpool are going to come and beat us 3-0 or anything. We play very differently in the bigger games, and that is why we've not lost to a big team like for 2 years or something. So let's hope it's more of the same. If we go and beat Liverpool, then things will look even more better, because after that you have a chance to beat Preston and go to the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, and then things slightly start looking better once again, and then maybe get Saka back, and then Odegaard is almost back at that point. Then hopefully the players do not have a deflated performance over the weekend. Patrick says you have a lot of useless players at Arsenal. I don't think that is true, though. That is not true. That is overreaction. Let's also be careful in terms of overreaction. I don't think Arsenal have a bad player. I don't think we have a bad player at Arsenal right now. 2020, Mustafi, if you compare this to 2020, I don't think we have bad players at Arsenal. I know some of you, okay, fine. Some of you, let me say whatever other Arsenal fans would say. Arsenal fans would say Jesus is not good, he should be sold. Fine. Zinchenko's not good, he should be sold. Fine. But you can't say Raya is a bad player. You can't really. Havertz is not a bad player, clearly. Trossard is not a bad player because he's had two poor performances. Trossard has been terrible the last 2 games. I'm not happy with him at all. But let's also be careful in terms of Trossard is a useless player. He is not, let's be honest. He's already won us a couple. Remember, let's also read these 2 poor performances. We're going to play Liverpool. We're not confident. All that is true. But we also need to remember that Trossard is the reason why we beat Aston Villa, and is also the reason why we beat Leicester as well. We also need to remember such stuff. Ataba is finished players. In terms of the likes of Sterling, fine, I get the argument, but as I said, I still need to see Sterling in the 90-minute period. The others, like Havertz, Arsenal fans were wrong. Havertz is not a bad player. He scores and assists every day for us. So in terms of that, people are wrong. But in terms of buying all the players, I don't know. But Arsenal do not have useless players. You do know the Arsenal that we had in 2020. That is not the same Arsenal that we have, though. Saliba is not useless. Gabriel is not useless. Timber is not useless. Ben White is not. We don't have useless players at Arsenal. I don't have as much chest as I had last season in January, because I remember when he lost to Fulham and West Ham, a lot of people were saying the same thing. They were saying Arsenal is going to finish 4th, and we're not going to have a big. But we went on and we won almost every single game up until the end of the season. In terms of that, we are missing crucial players, yes. I still expect better performances from the likes of Trossard and those players. But useless players is a bit of a stretch, Patrick. Arsenal don't have useless players. I don't think next season we're gonna be here to remind us that we need a typical striker. We don't need to remind anyone again. I'm hoping that they've seen. Mubarak says hi to Cozy. Okay, I haven't felt this deflated watching this team since lockdown, says Power Puncher. Performances, yeah. How many games have we played poorly in a row? Bournemouth, Shakhtar. Which game did we have before Bournemouth? Southampton. It wasn't a great performance as well against Southampton. It's like 3 games consecutively without good performances, but we actually had that kind of same thing earlier this year. Remember when he lost to West Ham and Fulham and Liverpool in a row? Earlier this year, it was not good. But in terms of since lockdown was really bad, Punch. Lockdown was very bad. Lockdown, we were losing 5-0, 4-0. Luis is giving a penalty, getting a red card. You know what I can say? I'm not happy with the last 2 performances, but I can still confidently say we've still not yet seen anyone beating Arsenal when you have 11 men. If we keep 11 men on the pitch, we'll see against Liverpool. I still don't think too many teams can beat us. So if you have 11 men on the pitch, because we were this close to beating Man City. Brighton, we should have actually won the game. I think if we didn't get a red card, we'd have won that game. Bournemouth, I don't know. We're not playing well against Bournemouth. So the others, performance is not great, but I think we'll have a better picture after Liverpool and Newcastle. Let's wait and watch Liverpool and Newcastle, and then I'll be better. I'll be in a better position to answer that question. If we go and lose 3-1 to Liverpool and then we go and lose 2-0 to Newcastle, then it's really bad. But also let's be careful in terms of Arsenal have useless players. That is useless. No, let's wait and see the next 2 games. I don't know why Kai did not take the penalty, says Lehman. Yeah, I don't know I don't know that neither. Like, I don't know why the hell he did not take the penalty. Like, even sometimes if Odegaard is on the pitch, I can even still give Havertz because he's a very good penalty kick taker. I don't know why. And Havertz is not the kind of player to come and tell you, no, I'm taking this penalty. If Trossard says he's going to take it, I don't think Havertz is that kind of player to say, no, it's me, I'm going to take it. He should have taken it though, because it didn't cost us today, but on a different day, you never know. If Shakhtar score in the last minute, then we're going to the Liverpool game of having drawn with Shakhtar at home and lost to Bournemouth, and that is not good. But let's just forget about this game. Focus turns to Liverpool now. That is a big game, big game, big game. And if you go and you win that game, it changes your season. Beating Liverpool last season changed our season. Yes, we beat Crystal Palace, I think 5-0, and then we beat Nottingham, and then we beat Liverpool 3-1 in February, and then things changed for us. We went on to win 6-0, 5-0, 6-0. Let's hope it's the same this time around. Let's hope that we can beat Liverpool, and then after that, we can go into the other game more confident the rest of the games. I don't know if it's a more of a must win or more of a must not lose. I think I'm drifting towards must not lose. Don't lose this game. Even if you have to draw it, just draw it. Just don't lose against Liverpool. 7 points is too many. 4 points, you can still say, okay, Liverpool are going to play Man City. They're going to drop points, fine. But 7 points, even if Liverpool play Man City and they draw, they're still 5 points ahead of you. So it still becomes a problem. But hey, we won the game 1-0. We're still in a good position in terms of the table. We haven't considered a goal so far in the Champions League. 2 wins out of 3, a 2-0, a 1-0, and a 0-0. Next up, very tough game against Inter Milan. Let's see how that one goes. But focus turns to Liverpool. Thank you for watching. I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.